I am sorry. Are you okay?
Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe it's right. I want to be like you. Come on, man. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the record for pay-per-view. Me.
My drop. I know my drop. I know my situation. I want to fight. That's my food.
Production.
Check it, you know. Fight is gonna be very difficult for both of us.
Thaboxingvoice.com.
What up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. Today, we are here for an episode of Border Wars, which is a spinoff. We do an Unguarded series where we sit down with each fighter and try to get a little bit, closer to them, try to learn a little more about them and present them to our audience so that hopefully, you guys can get behind them and their fight that will be taking place in Border Wars, the first USA boxing event that TBV throws. In the past, we have done 13 Border Wars. They have not been sanctioned by the USA Boxing. This will be the first one sanctioned by USA Boxing, taking place in Wisconsin. Shout out to Adrian, shout out to DEFCON, and shout out to Old School Boxing, our partners in this particular event. We are scheduled to have Alex Vega live on the show and in the flesh, so he'll be jumping on here pretty soon. If you want to ask Alex any questions, feel free. Jump over to our community page. Head on to the YouTube community page where you can drop him a question there if you are a member, or here on patreon.com/Thaboxingvoice, and you'll be able to ask him a question and we'll, ask him that live. So this will be his Unguarded episode. We look to do these types of episodes with all the fighters. Normally, the time slot I'm giving out is 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern is my availability. Obviously, today's morning show ran over, and we had to push this one back to the 12:45 mark. But we're just waiting for Vega to jump on so we can get this thing going. All right, so he wants to use the link on his computer. And we'll get him on. But for starters, we can talk about the card. So far, we have our main event with main event Tip taking on the Emperor King, who is from Wisconsin and is gone silent, but we'll try to schedule an Unguarded with the Emperor King as well so that, we can learn a little bit more about him, as we know a lot about Tip, as he's a faithful caller that calls in daily. He's going to be taking on Emperor King from Wisconsin. So one of our very own community members goes against, he's going into enemy territory and taking on a Wisconsin native. We got Anthony Forbes from Florida taking on another Wisconsin native in Nathan Olsen. And I think I'm saying that right. But Nathan, we showed his footage. And Anthony, we showed his footage. Anthony's coming from Florida. This will be his second Border Wars with TBV. This will be his first Border Wars under the USA sanctioned boxing rules. So, we'll see how things play out. Anthony sent footage, and he said that was footage of him, working on things, not necessarily footage of him at his best. So we'll see. The best is yet to come. Now, what we do have is an entire fight with Anthony right here on our YouTube at youtube.com/ThaBoxingVoice, where I hope you've already subscribed, because right now we're at 228,117 and we're on the hunt for 229,000. Looks like we're being joined by the very own Alex Vega. What's going on, Alex? How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, man. What's going on, Ness? Glad to be here.
Yes,
Been waiting for
sir.
this.
Glad to have you, bro. So first and foremost, what got you into boxing, bro?
Man, I guess it's just been always in the household. My father, he's Puerto Rican. So, we're very passionate about that as people. And also then I was born in Jersey. My parents split up when I was young, moved to Florida, and my mom got with she ended up remarrying, and he was a Mexican, and with his job, they would have a lot of fight parties. So I've been watching boxing since as far as I can remember. Watching it from I guess two different sides. The first fight I can remember is Oscar De La Hoya versus Felix Trinidad. Being there, at a fight party in the living room, 40, 50 people all gathered together in front of that TV. That energy is just something that I'll never forget. And kind of seeing the different sides, the Mexican fans in the house versus the Puerto Rican fans in the house. It was definitely something that stuck with me and kind of started my passion and being, interested in boxing.
For sure, for sure. So when did you get the, I guess, itch to box?
That's a really good question. I'm not gonna say like I grew up fighting, but having siblings, being around in just neighborhoods, you kind of do ended up scrapping, probably a little more than you want. So I'm not trying to say I'm some type of street fighter because that would just be incorrect. But it's always something that I've always wanted to do. It just I never forced the issue. To be honest, man, finally after just going through life and actually when I came across Border Wars, being part of this community back in 2021, I actually joined the community probably by October, November 2021. Whenever David Benavidez fought Kyron Davis, I heard people talking about Border Wars, and you had one coming up December that month, so I was able to go ahead, make plans to go over there. It was only 4 hours away in Plant City. I'm over here in Palm Beach, South Florida. Picked up my son. We went over there, and first fight I saw, what was it? It was Twin versus Rolling with the Punches. I looked at them live, and I said, "Yo, I could definitely do this. I could definitely compete, and I definitely know that I can get some victories."
No, for sure. I remember meeting you that day, and you being there with your son.
Mhm.
So what was it about that fight? Because rolling with the punches isn't your
Typical.
he's not Sugar Ray Leonard, and he's not Keem the Dream. He's a very, if anything, he's yeah, wow, I'm very good at this. He's our version of Emmanuel Augustus. He's the drunken master, and yeah. So why that fight? What was it? Because he looked civilian enough?
I wouldn't say that. It was just the first fight on the card. That was my first real life exposure to Border Wars. And that was, like I said, the first fight. And seeing that, I was like, wow. It like you said, they're just regular dudes, right? I mean, that, but you don't really know it till you experience, I guess, in some type of sense, right? I probably talked to Twin a couple times on the back call, back when we were on Skype. So I had very little interaction. But yeah, man, just feeling that energy, being part of the community, and
Man is
just
different.
being able to meet everybody. It really excited me, and it really pushed me to go ahead and say, hey, man, this is something that you've always kind of wanted to do. And that kind of gave me the extra edge to go ahead and do it. I mean, I signed up for the local gym, I think, in a week or two after that.
So you get to this local gym and you tell the trainer what exactly?
Hey man, I'm part of a YouTube community. I love boxing, and they're talking about doing another event. I think the original plan was like February, March, and I said, "Yo, I want to train to go ahead and compete." And to be honest, he was like, "Okay, kinda, I guess." He's like, "If you really want to fight, you get your local fights, but if that's what you want to do, sure." So we went ahead and we started training immediately.
And
I
when was that
sparred the first
exactly?
week. When it was first week of December, I mean, last week of December 2021, first week January 2022. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it was somewhere around there.
Okay, so you got a good 2 years now in the gym.
Yeah. Been with the same gym since there, Square Circle Boxing Academy over here in Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
And in that 2 years, what would you say your level of consistency is out of the 7 days a week you're going?
Well,
And obviously back then, give us everything. Like, yo, when I signed up, I was going every day. Then life hit me. I broke up. I want it all because I know right now you're probably going as much as you possibly can because you have a fight. But things have been a roller coaster, right? Like you said,
oh man, such a
Border
roller
Wars was
coaster.
supposed to, happen in February, and there's life. You have a child, so we just want to know.
Yeah, no. Back then, man, I was going 4 or 5 times a week to start off,
And
as
we're
much as I
talking
could.
back then, January 2022.
Yeah. As much as I could, I was working a straight 9 to 5, so it was on the way home. So there was no excuses. Kept the bag with me. I used to pack my dinner because I was meal prepping, and eat when I get
How
in the
long did
parking
that
lot.
last?
Couple months, I
Wow.
would say.
So what? January to March, January, April.
About January to maybe April. Yeah.
And you said the first week they immediately threw you in the sparring.
Yeah. Third day. Third
Did
day.
that
I think
that
I got
didn't
there like on a Tuesday.
that didn't discourage you?
Oh, it made me want to do it more. It was
And it was
so much
open
fun.
sparring. It was open sparring. It wasn't like, oh, just work on the jab with this guy.
Open sparring, but it's called beginner sparring we do on Saturdays.
Which is
So
what
people that may
exactly?
be
What's that?
basically if you're not on the competition team, but anyone can go to it. But it's mostly for the smaller kids. But there was actually a lot of adults going back then. Now it's really Tuesdays and Thursdays is our day. But yeah, back then I was sparring. It was like so many different people I could spar, and some people would work with you. But for me, yeah, it was just going out there, listening to whatever the coach said, and trying to complete that in the round.
So how was that first sparring session?
Oh man, they had me spar guys that were about 10, 15 pounds lighter. Um, First guy I sparred was a dude that was on the competition team. And yeah, honestly, it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be for the first minute or two, or the first round. But that second round, I'll never forget. About a minute in, the energy level went from perfect to the gassing was insane. Started getting pieced up, had to really put my guard up, and then third round they switched it up to a southpaw, and that was a struggle. This kid here was he was being nice but still tagging me consistently, but just being able to know these guys have been training for a couple of years, and I was able to move around with them and land a couple punches. It made me want to keep doing it because I knew I could get better, and which I did.
So let's talk opponent selection. You've been around since you said 2020. That was the February. That was the Border Wars 13. 2 years ago, it says on YouTube, give or take some months, it says December 21,
Yep.
2021.
hmm
So how'd you land on Chris Vega? Because there's obviously a lot of people out there in the one. You guys are fighting 160?
It's supposed to be 165.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see if he makes that.
Yeah,
I
he
doubt
is
it.
looking heavy. He is looking heavy.
I mean, hey,
For
it is
sure.
what it is. It's not easy, man. To get back in shape. But the way I got to Chris Vega was it was DM to me. Supermax hit me up. I think we were having there was a Border War show to see what the interest was. There was a poll out, and I know I had called in and expressed my interest to participate. And Supermax actually DM'd me on Discord and said, "Hey, you versus Chris Vega." I said, "Yes, absolutely." Easy. I called him to the show. I think the next time I said, "Easy peasy, man." I'm really easy to deal with. We
Why do you
have.
think Mex, who represents obviously, you know, Chris, why do you think he's choosing you?
Man, I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Listen, so since that December 2021 show, right, Border Wars 13, there was a lot of talk of so many different shows, right? Like I said, there was you were looking to do an immediate one, that one fell through. Then it was like changing to like Albuquerque. I don't know. It was all over the place, right? There seemed to be interest, and then things fell through for a multitude of reasons. But I signed up. I paid the fee 3 times. You know, the second time it was never really confirmed, but I still sent money because I said I could do it, and I believe I'm a person that when I say I want to do something, I'm gonna back it up. The last time was supposed to be in Vegas, February 2022. I was supposed to fight Ray the Business. Everything seemed to be going okay. Then we had started having issues. He decided to pull out, and then it was just opponent after opponent being offered, moving up and down in weight. So when Chris Vega was offered, to me it was just yes. He fought 2 times already. He's a person that the only thing that I think that's kept him there is from his Marine duties. But other than that, he comes to fight, and I mean, I actually watched a couple of his fights, and I know I could beat him. So I mean, it didn't really matter. It could have been any name. I was going to say yes.
So you're questioning him making weight. Is it just because he's looking chubby in the vest, or he's missed weight in the past? Like, what exactly has you thinking that he can't make weight when significant amount of time, more than a month out?
I mean, it's not that easy to drop that much weight. I mean, unless you're out there starving and dehydrating,
But how
which I
much
hope he
how much
doesn't
does
do.
he weigh that you're saying that much?
I have no idea, but I have eyes, and what do they say? The eyes never lie, Chico. I mean, I'm looking there. You thought he was wearing a weighted vest. To me, it looks like a girdle because he's trying to hide that belly. I don't blame him.
He
But
said a girdle.
but yeah, man, I have no idea if he ever missed weight. You would have more information on that than I. But I mean, like I said, I look at him and he just looks like a little fat ball to me. But I mean, he puts the video on to show that he's working, once every 2 weeks. So that's always good.
All right, all right. Well, we got some questions from the people, and we're gonna go to those in just a bit. Let me pull this up. First one here is coming from Mike D. He says, "What's the first greasy meal that you plan to have? Excuse me, that you plan to eat after the fight?"
Ah, man, honestly, it doesn't even matter. It sucks to go ahead and meal prep. I make a couple meals in advance to be eating the same thing for a couple days and then move on to something else. It doesn't matter, man. If it's
What are you
pizza, it's
eating? What are you
pizza.
eating? What are you meal prepping? What you meal prep this week? It's Monday.
This week, oh man, weekend's a little bit tough, but this week I had some quinoa with some steak and some broccoli. Try to keep it not too big, not too much bigger than my fist. Um, maybe I have some salad.
Why? Because you need to
Some
maintain the weight. You're trying to maintain the 168
No, I
5.
have weight to lose. I have weight to lose. I'm in the
Oh,
170s, so there's still weight to lose, still weight to cut. Um, so yeah, I still gotta be watching what I consume. I'm not drinking any alcohol. That's been completely cut off, and trying to stay away from the midnight snacks, stuff like that, late night snacks. But yeah, man,
what's
I
your
don't,
late
man,
night
whatever's,
snack? What's your go-to?
man,
What's in the cabinet right now?
man, I be killing those gummies for the fruit snacks. I love them shits, man. Some
How
man,
much
out of
sugar
out of
does
out
that
of
have?
camp. Man, more than I need to be intaking. I try not I try not to do it, but there is times where maybe I just try to sneak one in. But yeah, I don't know how much sugar it is. I never read it.
Cool, cool, cool. So, next one is coming from Resurrection. He says, "What brand of gloves you gonna be wearing?" I think those will be provided, but what brand of gloves do you train and do you use a different pair to sparring?
So at my gym, everyone uses one brand. Oh my lord, I can't remember what the brand is. We have a Fairfax. We use Fairfax. It's like it's a version that's very similar to like a Cluedo Reyes. I think it's called like Fairfax MX or something like that. So that's what we use to spar in the gym.
Cause he provides the gloves for y'all to sparring.
No, no, he just to he knows the feel of it and just to prevent any type of funny business.
Cool, cool. We got Stainless. He said, "I'm tired of this white Alex Vega ish. Can we get White Claw Vega through the rest of Border Wars promotional tour?"
Hey, listen, man. I mean, shout out to Stainless. He's talking about sometimes, on the back call, I can get a bit aggravated. A lot of times, I'm eating less, so I guess I'm a little quick on the trigger with, some of my thoughts. But yeah, they back when I was consuming alcohol, I used to consume White Claws, and yeah, so they say I'm White Claw Vega because I can get quite aggressive, I guess.
We got Donald from Baton Rouge. Are you a safe to bet on?
Am
I
I
guess
safe to bet on?
I guess he meant to say like, are you a lock on this? Like is it a safe bet? Is it a safe bet?
It's like this is how sure I am I'm gonna win. If you're a parent when you first hold that baby in your arms and you just know it's yours, that's how sure I am I'm gonna win. 1,000%. No, no ifs, ands, or buts. I mean, I feel like I could have a broken left arm and I can beat this guy one handed. That's how much belief I have in myself, and that's how much effort I know I'm gonna put in there. Just it doesn't matter what could be in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and overcome it.
Um,
Put your money on red. I expect to be in the red corner, FYI.
Stainless back with another one says, if you lose the Battle of the Vegas, are you going to change your last name?
I'm not gonna lose, so I mean it's a funny question, but I mean losing is not a thought in my head. It's not an option. It's not even a possibility. That's something that if Chris Vega gets another unguarded, that's a question you should ask him because that's something he needs to contemplate. That's something that he needs to process and see if that is in the realm of possibility for what's going to happen after I defeat him September 14th.
I got Malcolm in New York says, last Border Wars show, you and Ness went back and forth about new footage. You countered by stating there's footage of you available even though it's older. But my counter to that is that everyone changes over time, physically, style, etc. Will you upload new sparring footage and bag work, please?
That was a funny exchange, huh, Ness? That was one to remember.
Where'd you send that to me? Is it on Discord? I know I downloaded it. I downloaded it, so let me check my thing.
It's in the Border Wars iMessage chat. I mean, I can send it again real quick.
No. I know I downloaded it. I'll just find it in here somewhere.
But yeah, man, if the people can recall, what I was saying was my coach does not record sparring, doesn't want phones out. That's one of his rules. He doesn't like how how people can be afterwards with the sparring, and people feel how people may act, or whatever it may come to be. He doesn't want to deal with any type of repercussions. With it being his gym. That's what he chose. That's his gym. Got to respect it. But I had to that day after the exchange, spoke to him for a while, and he was able to recall when me and him had sparred. So we went to the security footage. Thankfully, it wasn't too far back. and he went ahead and sent me around. So that was able to make that available for people to watch. And like you said, for Chris Vega to go ahead and to see that he's in over his head, that he's going to get knocked out. And I said it once, and I'll say it again. I hope he doesn't bring anyone with him. I hope he doesn't tell anybody, "Hey, I'm going to be fighting this day," because it's going to be a lot of disappointment. It's gonna be a lot of hurt that he's gonna feel, and everyone's gonna be able to remind him how he got beat by the real Vega, Alex Vega.
Yeah, you might want to send me that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But the next one is, in the meantime, from Toledo Treese. Who have you been sparring with, and is there anything you're working on specifically?
That's a good question. I got a couple different sparring partners. I got a actually one of the main guys is a young teenager, man. Let me tell you, you would think like, oh, it's a kid, man. These kids are monsters. A lot of these guys have been sparring since, I mean, yeah, sparring or just boxing for longer than I have for sure. I mean, I had a kid. He's a physical specimen. Shout out to him. But he's definitely one I've been working with. And then there's another kid that just started coming that they've been rolling me through with. I can't remember his name. He's a little green, but physically strong. Um, and my coach, when he has to get in there, if there's those guys are unavailable, or maybe that's how the matchups are. And then if I have to, we got a 6'4" guy that I can spar, and there's a southpaw I can spar as well. So I have plenty of options, but mostly been sparring the same two. But I mean, whoever is available, whoever, it doesn't matter the weight, the height. I mean, I get in there with, and I do my best.
All right. Looks like I got Stainless with another one and says, how do you think a fight between you and Bo from Bama or Majid would go?
I have no idea because I've never seen them, really, spar or box. I think I saw like an old footage of Bo when he sparred Stainless. So I'm not too sure, man. I know Majid's pretty fiery. I know he's a bit smaller, but I'm sure both of them would be, a great experience, and it would be, a pleasure to share, the ring with those two fine gentlemen.
Word.
Not sure why you asked that question, bro.
That's him. I mean, they scouting you, parece. We got James Benitez in Atlanta that says, what on God's green earth fuels you to have such a battery in your back to believe you in this such an amazing fighter? To believe that you're such an amazing fighter is what he meant, but he put you.
Me, I don't think I'm such an amazing fighter. But I do think I'm a top level competitor. I think no matter what, I'm gonna go ahead and try to overcome, any obstacles. Always gonna get. I'm sorry, you're always gonna get 100% from me, and I don't make any excuses. I'm gonna go in there. You're gonna get full effort, and I know everyone's gonna enjoy what I do once I'm inside that ring. So buckle up because it's gonna be a fun ride for however long it lasts.
He said, truth be told, I don't think you have any power, just semi athletic.
I mean, a good way to find out is for James to actually, if he wants, he could put the gloves on, and we could see how unathletic and the lack of power I have.
Well, he said
I think
semi athletic.
semi-athletic. Okay, I mean that's cute, but yeah, I think after just 20, 30 seconds with me, his mind will change. But you know what? I could say this, I could say that. The number one, the easiest way to prove it, September 14th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Border Wars 14. It's going to be a show. I can guarantee you that.
All right. We got Rocky Martinez. Yo, I just noticed my wife joined the step challenge and she's ahead of me. That's funny. That's funny. She's funny. Are you concerned about your opponent's experience? They say being under the lights can drain your stamina.
Yeah, absolutely not. Not one bit. I've never, last time I probably had stage fright was probably 9 years old doing a play. Um, so I have no fear. I've competed in high school in baseball. I've always been one to never back down from a challenge. To be out there with hundreds of people with the eyes on me, it excites me. It's quite an opportunity that a lot of people never get to have, and it's basically two guys performing. And I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it again. I know I'm going to be the victor, so he could have 17 fights, 0 fights. It's not going to matter. Chris Vega is the guy that I'm going to be facing. Chris Vega is going to be the guy that I defeat.
Um, Wait, there was one more. This is Tip Bellis says, "What led to you boxing your in-law at that quinceañera in the backyard?"
Um, well, that was what, about 2 or 3 weeks before going to Vegas. No, probably, yeah, about 2 or 3 weeks last year. And we were having a party for my son, and one of my cousin's kids boxes in Broward. And I just said, "Hey, man, I just want to, we're here. Why not? Let's put the gloves on and move around a little bit." So I did about 3 rounds with him, and then I looked over to my girlfriend's boyfriend, and I said, "Hey, man, you want some too?"
Your
And he said,
girlfriend's
"Yeah."
boyfriend. That's
I mean,
weird.
I mean, I'm sorry, my sister's boyfriend. Apologies, sorry. Thanks for that.
Okay.
My
Okay.
sister's boyfriend. And yeah, so yeah, I said, "Hey, you want some?" And he said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Okay." I said, "Hey, man, it ain't that serious. Like, let's just move around." You know, but unfortunately, he came right at me, so I got a little aggravated. I just clipped that video to show some guys. Unfortunately, they shared that. I didn't really want that to be shared, but I mean, it is what it is. It was all in good fun. He was a good sport about it.
Is
We
he
actually
over
did another.
18, that guy?
Yeah. He's over 18.
Make
He's
sure
over
you didn't put a
18.
whooping on a little kid, man. Get in
We
trouble
actually
for
did
that.
another round after that.
Oh, he want to get back.
I mean, maybe he enjoyed it. I don't know. I never really spoke about it afterwards. I mean,
Oh,
I enjoyed it.
it didn't go well for him the second round either.
Unfortunately, it wasn't finished. But I do like having that video. Just I have 5 sisters, so that video is being kept just to show to any future or current boyfriends from my sisters.
Oh, look at the bully. All right, we got Juan in DC that says, "How much of an inspiration has Tip Bellis been to you in regards to your training camp?"
Oh, every day that I train, it's been what, a couple months. Not one time have I ever thought about Tip Bayless. Thank you for using that time to go ahead and type up that question. I hope that was the answer you were looking for. And yeah, appreciate it.
There you
Shout out to
go.
Tip Bayless is Unguarded. Oh, okay, cool.
Well, on that note, is there anything you want to add? Maybe you want to, a message you want to send out to your opponent, something you want to tell us about yourself that you feel the audience needs to know to maybe get a little closer to you?
I just want to say first and foremost, thank you, Ness. I appreciate the opportunity. Um, we tried to get this done before. This seems to be the closest that for me that it's gonna happen. So, I'm gonna repay you September 14th. I'm gonna be the fight that they're gonna be talking about, the fighter that they say we want to see more of. And just know, it's all business. I'm not playing. I'm aggravated. Just I can't wait to put these bangers on this guy. I can't wait to beat him the fuck up. It's something that I think about constantly every day, and just know that it's going to be something that it can't miss. Just know Border Wars 14 is going to be something that you're going to want to tell your man's about, to hit him up. You're going to want to share that link. You're going to be talking about it when you call into the show, when you're talking about your favorite fighter. Border Wars 14. Did you see what Vega did to the other Vega? That's the real Vega, Alex Vega. September 14th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Border Wars 14.
All right, champ. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Vega. This has been his Unguarded episode. We'll be back with another one as I schedule them. We do have a super chat here I want to get to from the Emperor King. This is actually the opponent of main event Tip Bellis with the fat $10. Emperor King says, the Emperor King is here. My AI generator was in the shop, but I'm grinding and ready. Go follow my journey on Instagram, 4King8, Border Wars 14. Respect to main event Tip and the community. Yo, but I went to 4King8 and it doesn't look like it could be you because this is not you. So let me double check that again, right? I did say 4King8, right? Yeah, 4King8. 4King8 does not bring up anything remotely close to you. So can you retype that? Because you said follow my journey, so I'm assuming you got some footage there that we could show the people. So we'll give you a few minutes to, hopefully react to everything that I said as we're on a, 15-second delay, I believe, for YouTube. We got Big Stepper says, Ness got cousins fighting. Who's cousins? Who's cousins? Oh, because they two Vegas. Okay, I get it. Nah, yo, look, you heard the man. He picked his opponent. Well, they picked him. He just obliged by being willing to, give that ass whooping out. So Emperor King, I'm waiting on you. Okay. Tibella said it's 4King Z8. Z8. So let's see, 4King, and we did that wrong. So Z8. Let's see. Damn it. Here we go. Emperor King. Excuse me. Let's see what we got. Okay. So he won a belt already. Better watch out, Tip. You're in trouble. Let's go. Border Wars. He got his own quote. That was his own quote. Okay, bag work. Oh, we got that music playing. He got that speed. Southpaw, Tip. Southpaw doubled up on the hook. What we got here? Some sparring? Oh, it's not a video? Oh, they got that beat playing. Damn, homie flat-footed with the dreads. Yeah, he just working with his mans. He just moving. Tip. He just moving. Oh, okay. Oh, doubled up on that hook, Tip. Doubled up on that. Oh, shit. So my man's is not going to throw at. Okay, he threw a jab. All right, let's see what else we got. What else is here? Another round? They in the basement with it. My man in the J's need to cut that distance. I don't know. We need something better than that. Let me see what else we got. Bag work. Oh, he been plotting on Tip. Look, he had the coming soon video. Okay, Mamba mentality. I see you. Oh shit. He's saying he a descendant of Pac. What you saying, Tip? Tip, you done messed up. You done messed up, Tip. It's over. Main event Tip. What you gonna do now? So that has been your Unguarded. If you are a fighter on the card and your fees are paid for, we do want you to go ahead and schedule with us so we can get your episode of Unguarded set up and have you take the floor with your story for the people. Catch me on the next one, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 7 o'clock Eastern. TBV. Peace.